Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. Prime Minister Hani al-Mulki pledged government support to national projects that promote Jordanian culture and urged the Jordanian Writers Association to issue book reviews as a way to inform the public of newly released publications to encourage reading. Mulki spoke at a meeting with the president and members of the association aimed at exchanging views on the challenges they face as well as their expected role in the local cultural scene. He urged the association to organize workshops in coordination with the Ministries of Culture and Youth to raise the young generation's awareness of their national identity and values and to defend moderate Islam from alien ideologies being propagated by terrorists. The lower house approved in today's session, chaired by House Speaker Atif al-Tarawneh, a number of articles related to the 2017 amended Penal Code. The House also endorsed an amendment which denies the perpetrators of honor crimes against women from exploiting the reduced penalty under Article 98 of the Penal Code. And an Israeli military appeal court upheld a manslaughter conviction and 18-month jail sentence for a former army medic who killed a Palestinian in Hebron last year, incapacitated by a gunshot. In January, the army medic was found guilty of shooting dead 21-year-old Abdel Fattah al-Sharif for allegedly attacking an Israeli soldier with a knife. Al-Sharif was lying unarmed on the ground, having been shot and unable to move when the Israeli soldier shot him in the head. The chief judge called the soldier's action a forbidden and immoral act, and the Palestinian government said the 18-month jail term gives Israeli soldiers a green light to kill with impunity. Hezbollah and the Nusra Front will exchange the corpses of fighters in the first stage of a ceasefire agreement in the Lebanon-Syria border area. The ceasefire took effect on Thursday and will also involve the release of 5 Hezbollah prisoners and the departure of Nusra members to northern Syria, along with any civilians who wish to leave. So far, about 8,000 people have registered to leave the region near Arsal for a rebel-held area of Syria as part of the ceasefire. Hezbollah retook most of the area held by Nusra during an offensive last week that killed nearly 150 of the terrorists and about 24 Hezbollah fighters. Elsewhere in Syria, the historic Baron Hotel in Aleppo, now damaged from years of war, still holds reminders of a Syria lost. Founded by an Armenian family in 1911, the hotel played host to adventurers, writers, kings, aviators, Bedouin chiefs, and presidents until war forced it to close 5 years ago. The hotel in West Aleppo near the front line was hit by mortar bombs, which destroyed many of its rooms and delicate floor tiles. Some bombs that failed to explode can still be seen in the hotel, alongside such relics as pottery given by visiting archaeologists and a bill for British military officer T.E. Lawrence, who famously stayed in one of the rooms. Hundreds of Turkish women marched in Istanbul to protest against the violence and animosity they face from men demanding they dress more conservatively. The march was dubbed "Don't Mess With My Outfit." Protesters say there has been an increased number of verbal and physical attacks against women for their choice of clothing. Some carried denim shorts on hangers as examples of the type of clothing some men say they find unacceptable. And there were expected delays in Australian airports after security was increased in response to a foiled terror plot aimed at the airline industry. Yesterday, police had foiled a terrorist-inspired plan for a bomb attack on an aircraft during counter-terrorism raids in which 4 men were arrested. Australian police said 5 properties were searched yesterday across Sydney suburbs and that police presence continued through the day. And a fireworks display caused the evacuation of more than 20,000 people from Barcelona's Tomorrowland Unite festival after a fire broke out on the main stage. Catalonian firefighters said on their Twitter account that the fire was the result of fireworks and was extinguished before midnight. This amateur video shows huge plumes of gray smoke rising as the fire burned on the stage. Armed with brushes and paint, a group of young Polish artists decorated the walls of a Bulgarian village with large murals featuring world politicians, celebrities, and villagers sharing conversations. The group brought street art to the Bulgarian village, located some 180 kilometers from the country's capital, Sofia. The artists hope the new guests on the village walls, including U.S. President Donald Trump, former U.S. President Barack Obama, and Britain's Queen Elizabeth, will bring tourism to the area. South Korean President Moon Jae-in began his summer vacation with a trip to Pyeongchang to promote the upcoming 2018 Winter Olympics, scheduled to start on February 9th. Located in South Korea's mountainous Gangwon province, some 180 kilometers east of Seoul, Pyeongchang will host Asia's first Winter Games outside Japan. Moon looked around some of the key venues and facilities with the organizers of the Games and exchanged greetings with the tourists. And finally, moderate conditions continue for the rest of tonight with light variable winds. Hot conditions prevail tomorrow as temperatures take a further rise, with a high of 36 degrees Celsius expected in the capital. And the Gulf of Aqaba should continue to expect very hot conditions tomorrow, with a high of 41 degrees, northerly moderate winds, and slightly high seas. And with that, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Nancy Khair. Thank you for watching and have a good night.